Welcome back. Here we are with the third lecture of electrostatics. In previous lecture, we discussed till electric flux and its applications, that is due to positive charge, due to negative charge, and outside the closed surface. Right now we are going to start with Gauss law. Gauss was one scientist. He was a greatest mathematician, formulated a law expressing which gives us relationship between electric charge and electric field. Right now we know it as a Gauss law. That law provides equivalent method for finding electric intensity. It relates value of field at a closed surface and the total charge enclosed by this. Here we are going to consider just a minute. Here we are going to consider any shaped closed surface. That surface encloses number of positive electric charges. To prove this theorem, let us consider a small charge present at point O. Let's consider dA. You can see that everything which I am going to explain in that diagram. Let us consider ds is a small area of given irregular closed surface. Now, electric field intensity, as we all know, that is force per unit charge. For this field, it is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square. You can see the direction of E and ds over here, which enclosed with angle d theta. Therefore, electric flux is given by, we already had discussion on this, you can see it over here, E ds cos theta. Let's substitute that value of E over here. We'll get, in place of E, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square and cos theta ds as it is. Now, split that term as q upon 4 pi epsilon naught and ds cos theta upon r square, where this ds cos theta upon r square we consider as a solid angle subtended by area ds at point O. Now we consider that solid angle as d omega. So term of electric flux becomes d phi is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into d omega. Now what is solid angle? It is a 3D angular volume that is defined as an angle in 2 dimensions is a normal angle, but a solid angle made up of all the lines from a closed curves meeting at a vertex. It is defined by the surface area of the sphere suspended by the lines and by the radius of the sphere as given by this formula. So when we consider the total electric flux, we have to take its integration form. So phi is equal to integration of d phi, that is E dot ds. We have this term with us q upon 4 pi epsilon naught. ये term बस यहाँ पे लेके आ जाइए, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught d omega. q upon 4 pi epsilon naught constant, integration of d omega. Now solid angle, 3D angle, overall in and out it's 4 pi. So in place of d omega integration, we will substitute 4 pi. So q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into 4 pi gets cancelled, remaining term q upon epsilon naught. Therefore, total flux due to the charge q1 over the given closed surface is q1 by epsilon naught. For charge Q2, it's Q2 by epsilon naught and so on. This positive sign because of the flux is directed outwards, away from the charge. You can see it over here. Flux is outward directed. If the flux is directed inwards, charge is negative. And if charge is outside the closed surface, the net flux through it will be zero. There are few diagrams regarding that. You can see it over here. Flux due to positive charge, it's outside directed. Flux due to negative charge, inside directed. And if charge is outside the surface, the flux will be zero. So overall, according to superposition principle, as we all know that superposition means when a number of charges are interacting, the resultant force is the vector sum of all forces. Here you can say phi is equal to q1 upon epsilon naught plus q2 upon epsilon naught up to qn upon epsilon naught. So you can write it as a summation form qi upon epsilon naught where I goes to 1 to 0. So in simple form, this Gauss law can be stated as the flux of the net electric field through enclosed surface equals to the net charge enclosed by the surface divided by epsilon naught. Just go through that once again. The flux of the net electric field through a closed surface equals the net charge enclosed by the surface divided by epsilon naught. You can say that integration of E dot ds is equal to Q upon epsilon naught, where we consider Q as the total charge within that surface, and this law is applicable to any closed surface of regular or irregular shapes. In 12th standard, you'll get in detail information about this as its characteristics and all kind of derivations. Now, as we all know that E is directly proportional to R square. We can prove this by Gauss law also, where the net flux crossing an enclosed surface is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. As a charge inside the sphere is unchanged, the flux passing through a sphere is the same. If the radius of the sphere is increased by a factor of 2, the flux passing through its surface again unchanged. Therefore, total flux is independent of shape of the closed surface. समझ में आया? Now, moving towards next concept, that is electric dipole, there are few basic definitions regarding that. Let's start one by one. The pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a finite distance is called electric dipole. Normal dipole का मतलब ही हमें समझ में आ रहा है, it's a pair. Now line joining the two charges is dipole axis. The line passing through dipole axis is axial line. The line passing through the center of the dipole and perpendicular to the axial line is equatorial line. Strength of the dipole is measured in terms of quantity called dipole moment. Now, dipole moment is given by Q into 2L. Just underline these important points, not more than that required. Now there is one application, that is couple acting on electric dipole in a uniform electric field. Here we are going to consider one uniform electric field where the electric dipole is placed. The axis of electric dipole makes an angle theta. There are two conditions. One is in uniform electric field and acting on a dipole couple. The force acting on charge minus Q at A is, as we know, E is equal to F upon Q. But for negative charge minus Q, E is equal to F upon minus Q. So F become minus QE at point A. At point B, it's plus QE. As we all know that couple means two equal and opposite forces separated by distance. So FA and FB are equal and opposite. So FA will become minus FB. Now, we know that the moment of couple is given by the ability of force to produce rotational motion in the form of turning effect. So tau is equal to R cross F, or here we consider that distance as a D. So D cross F. When we are going to consider this for this diagram, then magnitude of torque become magnitude of force into perpendicular distance. Now magnitude of force is given by value QE and perpendicular distance between two forces is 2L. So this torque will become QE into 2L, but they are separated with angle theta. Theta is angle between this electric field intensity and force component. So the angle between them is sine theta. Therefore, Q cross 2L becomes QE2L sine theta. Now when you consider in vector form, tau is equal to P cross E. If theta is 90 degree, sine 90 1. Therefore, tau become P into E. Now, when an axis of electric dipole is perpendicular to the uniform electric field, torque of the couple will be maximum. And if theta is 0, then it will be the minimum. ये सिंपल सी बात है. साइन 0 0, साइन 91. सब ये जब 90 डिग्री में होगा परपेंडिकुलर होगा तो वैल्यू होगा मैक्सिमम, 0 डिग्री में होगा वैल्यू होगा मिनिमम. Now we are going to discuss about two applications and one more continuous charge distribution, and that will be the end of this chapter. Electric intensity at a point due to an electric dipole. Now we have to just discuss this with diagram and mathematical steps. So just go through that diagram in your textbook and then I'll explain that terms or that steps one by one. For this, in case 1, we are going to consider at a point on an axis of a dipole. We are going to consider electric dipole consisting two charges. You can see it in diagram, plus Q minus Q आपको दिखाई दे रहा है. They are separated by distance 2L. You can see it over here. हमने एक point P consider किया है जो at distance R है from point C. EA is electric field intensity at point P, and minus Q at point A and plus Q at point B, हमें ये पता है. Now electric field intensity at A पे चार्ज है आपका माइनस Q, वो आपको दिया जाएगा 1/4πε0 Q अपॉन R स्क्वायर इंटू R कैप. अब हमें ये कंपेयर करना है प्लस Q माइनस Q के लिए. यहाँ पे Q है माइनस Q, R की जगह आपको मिल रहा है ये स्मॉल डिस्टेंस इज L. So when we are going to consider the point P to point A, ये पूरा का पूरा C to P है R, ये है L. So this overall distance between A to P becomes R plus L bracket square. Let me repeat. आपका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी का वैल्यू होता है 1/4πε0 Q अपॉन R स्क्वायर इंटू R कैप. यहाँ पे आपको R की जगह मिल रहा है A to P का डिस्टेंस. A to P we don't have direct value. C to P is R, A to C is L. So this value will become R plus L bracket square. Now in place of plus Q, here at point A the charge is minus Q, so यहाँ पे आ गया minus Q, and this distance is PD, that is direction is PD, so यहाँ पे आ गया vector PD from point P to point A. Now for charge plus Q, equation turn as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon, now check v to p हमें पता है, so ये कितना आएगा, ये ओवरऑल r और ये l माइनस, so r minus l square. Now this direction will be pq because of this direction from b to p. Now when we consider the magnitude of EB is greater than that of EA. Why? Because of BP is less than AB. Distance देख लेना आप diagram में. Resultant field is vector sum. So it's EB plus EA. Now we have both values with us. एक है अपने पास 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus q upon r plus l bracket square into PD. एक है q अपॉन r माइनस एल ब्रैकेट स्क्वायर इंटू पी क्यू. मैग्नीट्यूड फॉर्म में हमें लेना है, ये पी डी पी क्यू नहीं आएगा, इसको ऐड करते जाओ. 1 अपॉन 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट विल बी कांस्टेंट. फर्स्ट टर्म है q अपॉन r माइनस एल स्क्वायर माइनस q अपॉन r प्लस एल स्क्वायर. इसको हमें क्या करना है, सिंप्लीफाई करना है. सिंप्लीफाई करने के बाद यू विल गेट वैल्यू. जस्ट गो थ्रू दैट टर्म्स विद इन अ मिनट. Fine. We'll get value 2r into 2lq divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus l square whole bracket square. But हमें पता है q into t 2l क्या है, dipole moment है. So let's substitute that value in place of 2lq. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2. In place of this value we are going to substitute p. 2pr divided by r square minus l square whole bracket square. Fine. Now if we consider r is greater than l, l square can be neglected. अगर r बहुत बड़ा है l से तो r square is much greater than l square. So l square can be neglected. Remaining term r square 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 p r upon r square का square, that is r raised to 4. 1 r another r raised to 4 का cancel हो जाएगा. Remaining term final overall field is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 p upon r cube. This is field will be along the direction of the dipole moment. So it's actual easy term. Now in case 2 we are going to discuss about at a point on an equatorial line, as you can see it in figure. Again on point A the charge is minus q, on point B the charge is plus q. Point P is at distance r from point C. Find electric field due to charge minus q at A. Same way है 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus q upon r square, that is A to P square, and again the direction is PA. For point B, that is for plus charge 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught B to P square लिया गया है, that is PQ. Again we have to add that both terms EA plus EB. Now in triangle ACP हमारे पास है AP square is equal to AC square plus PC square, that is R square plus L square. In place of AP we have to substitute R square plus L square. So this equation becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus q upon R square plus L square. Same with EB. If I consider this triangle PCB, that is BP square is equal to CP square plus BC square, again R square plus L square. So यहाँ पे क्या है, EA is equal to EB है. So the resultant fields EA and EB acting at point P can be calculated by resolving their vectors EA and EB along with the equatorial line and along the direction perpendicular to it. So for this condition, when a point on equatorial plane or line, this electric field intensity at point A becomes equal with electric field intensity at point B. Now let's solve this. Let's resolve this. We consider here is point P. It is the direction of EA, EB, it's EA. So for this the component is EB cos theta. For this the component is EA cos theta. We are going to consider y-axis coincide with the equator of the dipole, x-axis will be parallel. Components are EA cos theta and EA sin theta and EB sin theta for Y components. As X components, we already know EA cos theta and EB cos theta. Now, according to vector form, we know that R is equal to Rx sin theta plus Ry cos theta. So we can write as a E for equatorial, that is EA का जो आप लोग देखते हो इक्वल मैग्नीट्यूड एंड सेम डायरेक्शन वाला, वो कंपोनेंट हो जाता है EA cos theta plus EB cos theta. Now, when we consider these both equations, at that time we'll get they both are equal. EA और EB का वैल्यू क्या है, सेम है. So ये क्या हो जाएगा, it's either 2EA cos theta or 2EB cos theta. Now we have value of EA with us, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus l square, and cos theta का वैल्यू आप यहाँ पे लिख सकते हो. You can see it over here. I'm sorry, यहाँ पे अगर आपने कनेक्ट कर लिया ये, तो ये हो जाएगा r square plus l square. अगर हमने वो वैल्यू निकाला तो हो जाएगा l अपॉन रूट ऑफ r स्क्वायर प्लस l स्क्वायर. आप सॉल्व करके देख सकते हो. cos थीटा का वैल्यू आपको मिल जाएगा. आप यहाँ पे देख लो, अगर मैंने ये कंसिडर किया, एक r है एक l है, तो ये आया था r स्क्वायर प्लस l स्क्वायर. नाउ अगर ये r स्क्वायर प्लस l स्क्वायर आया तो ये वैल्यू कितना है, l है. थीटा क्या होता है, cos थीटा क्या होता है, अब एडजेसेंट अपॉन हाइपोटेनियस. एडजेसेंट है आपके पास l एंड दूसरा है आपके पास रूट ऑफ l r स्क्वायर प्लस l स्क्वायर. तो cos थीटा का वैल्यू हो गया l अपॉन रूट ऑफ r स्क्वायर प्लस l स्क्वायर. So you'll get this value, that 2ql upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus l square raised to 3 by 2. इसका half और इसका 2. Now 2ql means p. So ये 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught p upon r square 3 by 2. If we consider again r is much greater than l, then जहाँ आपने previous discuss किया था, l square can be negligible. So this term will remain r square raised to 3 by 2. ये हाफ जो है वो कैंसिल हो जाएगा. रिमेनिंग टर्म r क्यूब, तो हमें मिल जाएगा 1 अपॉन 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट p अपॉन r क्यूब. So we can conclude that the electric intensity at an axial point is twice that at the point on the equatorial position. मतलब यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे आपको फाइनल वैल्यू क्या मिला था, 1 अपॉन 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट 2p अपॉन r क्यूब. यहाँ पे आपको क्या मिल गया, 1 अपॉन 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट p अपॉन r क्यूब. तो ये जो पहले हमने जो डिस्कस किया था वो वैल्यू ये सेकेंड वैल्यू से क्या है, डबल. फाइन, जस्ट गो थ्रू दैट. Last point from this chapter, that is continuous charge distribution. A system of charges is considered as the continuous charge distribution if they are located very close together compared to their distances from the point where the electric field intensity is found out. There are three types basically. All are same, just only according to 1D, 2D and 3D system their values will change. First one, linear charge density. Second one, surface charge density. And third one, volume charge density. Let's start one by one. Linear charge density. Linear का मतलब क्या है, सिंगल लाइन होगा, यूनिफॉर्म स्ट्रेट थिन रॉड कंसिडर किया है हमने. Surface charge density, for that we are going to consider the any shape surface. And third one, volume charge density, we are going to consider either a sphere or a cylinder. So let's start. First of all, we'll start with linear charge density. Now density means mass upon volume. Here we don't have mass, we are using charge. So volume का मतलब होता है L cube, L into L into L. Linear का मतलब होता है single, so ये आएगा charge upon length. Second, surface, it means twice, so L upon Q upon L square. And third one, volume, Q upon L cube. Clear हो? Linear मतलब Q upon L, surface मतलब Q upon L square, and third one, volume means Q upon L cube. If I consider Q upon L, we are going to consider uniformly distributed charges on a single line conductor. Lambda से denote करता है इसको. Lambda is equal to Q upon L. Q means coulomb, L means meter, so SI unit will be coulomb per meter. For small element of length, it will become dq is equal to lambda into dl. Similarly, यहाँ पे मैंने आपको क्या बताया था, q upon l square, so coulomb per meter square. For small area element dA, it will become delta q is equal to sigma into delta A. सिग्मा से हम सरफेस चार्ज डेंसिटी को डिनोट करते हैं. So dq is equal to sigma into dA. इसका हम इंटीग्रेशन जब लेंगे, we'll get sigma is equal to q upon A. And third one, वॉल्यूम के लिए मैंने बताया था q upon l cube, that is q upon v. We are going to denote it by rho. Rho is equal to q upon v for q coulomb, l cube के लिए meter cube. So coulomb per meter cube. Again in same manner for small element of area, of volume dV, it will become dq is equal to rho into dV. So there are three basic types of continuous charge distribution: linear, surface and volume. Linear q upon L, coulomb per meter. Surface q upon A, that is q upon L square, coulomb per meter square. And volume q upon V, that is q upon L cube, that is coulomb per meter cube. So in this way, we're done with all points from this chapter. In this lecture, we had discussed Gauss theorem, its proof, electric dipole, few basic concepts related to that, uniform electric field, then electric intensity at a point due to an electric dipole, at a point on axis, at a point on equatorial, their relation between, then continuous charge distribution and their types, linear, surface and volume charge densities. Now do one thing, just go through this whole chapter again, mark all important definitions, mark all important formulas, go through exercise given in your textbook, try to solve numericals according to the formula which is marked as important in your textbook. For any query, you can always contact us. I hope you understood this point. Let's stop here for today. Tomorrow we'll start with electric current through conductors, chapter number 11 from your textbook. I'll say goodbye here. Thank you so much. Bye.